What's up, guys? This is Astranox. Let's do Azimanak Hunt with LENA. So I'm going to be showcasing her in this video. There's going to be 4 different team compositions that I'm going to be running. I'll be replacing Bellona with Celestial Mercedes. I'll be replacing her also with Challenger Dominiel. And then it's going to be Tamarinne replaced for Achates and Bellona replaced for Dizzy with Ila's Violin. Hit that like button if you are enjoying this video, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you still haven't. I've been making a few LENA's videos so far. You know, I've been showcasing her in Wyvern 11, LENA versus Alexa. That was pretty cool. And if you're curious, you can go check it out and see how they fare against each other. You know, Alexa, she's been pretty much the queen to just like deal so much damage to the boss with the double attacks. Very cool. And I also showcase LENA as a speed farmer. I mean, she's a top tier farmer. You know, she's like on par with Arbiter Vildred with her skill animation. Look at that. It's so quick. It's beautiful. And she has that attack buff that constantly stays up, you know, when she lands a killing blow. Very, very powerful. To top it off, I mean, she's got that 50% crit chance passive. It's completely nuts. So I showcased her in these 2 videos, and then there's a third video that I did. It was 3-man LENA with Taranor guard and Angelica. You know, so 3-manning Wyvern 11, whatever hunt is always good because you can get some experience on a fodder, and you definitely want to work toward that goal ASAP. So in this video, you know, for the sake of consistency, I'm going with a 4-man setup. It's gonna speed things up so you guys don't fall asleep with slow runs. This run seems to be going all right, and we'll have to see if we can pull through. But so far, I've done multiple runs with this comp. I've tried the other comp as well, and it's been yeah, pretty consistent. And we've got double sources of defense down. You know, that Seaside Bellona, she's just constantly cleaving. You know, she's counter-attacking. AoE damage, can apply defense down, completely insane. Plus we have Bellona, you know, with her skills turned on for a higher defense down uptime. And this video is really about showcasing LENA. Like, the offensive gear on Seaside and on Bellona is not as high as LENA. But Celestial Mercedes, she has like very high offensive substats. I'll show my gear at the end of the video, but yeah, she has very high damage. And also Challenger Dominiel, she has very high offensive gear stats. I mean, so yeah, I'll showcase her as well. So that was okay. That wasn't like the fastest run, but it was okay. So here's the breakdown. Let's have this other team comp going. Gonna replace her with Celestial Mercedes, and let's roll. So like I said, the gear will be shown at the end of the video, so don't worry. And yeah, I'm planning to showcase LENA in other areas of the game. So far, you know, top tier speed farmer in adventure in unrecorded history, very, very good. And Wyvern 11, definitely like top tier there as well. And then we've got here Azimanak Hunt 11. I mean, you guys can be the judge. I feel like she definitely brings the damage, you know, with the fact that her skill 3 resets every time she lands a killing blow. That is definitely major here. Plus, she's got that attack buff. You know, that means you can have a team that is, you know, supporting her with defense down debuff, a team that can sustain itself well, a team that can remove enrage debuff off of the boss, and you don't need to bring attack buff because you could rely on her to take out those ads, which is very good. If you are struggling to take out the ads, then like in my case, I'm using Daydream Joker artifact, but you can replace that with you know, Exorcist Tonfa if you don't have Portrait of the Saviors, which is a limited artifact that we were able to obtain before. So you can do that if you want to squeeze a bit more damage out of LENA. But there's another thing that you could do and it's to go with the Hell Cutter. You know, you can build up crit chance and attack every time someone goes, be it one of your ally, be it someone like an enemy. So that's also very good, but if you're going that route, you might want to bring her crit chance down a bit, which is kind of gonna be hard because she's getting so much for free. So yeah, it's already very hard to gear for her and like not have extra crit chance if you want to get as much value out of your gear. But an insane hero for being only a 3-star. You know, the fact that she not only is a top tier farmer, you know, a speed farmer, but she can be used in other areas of the game, and not only Wyvern 11. I mean, I want to showcase her in raids as well. So Azimanak normal, Azimanak hell, I will showcase her there as well, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so here's the breakdown for this run. Seaside, I mean, okay, we can see Stellar Stormer Cities. She's dealt quite a bit of damage, and they were kind of on par there. Yeah. So let's have Challenger Domino in here. We'll see how that goes, and I mean, they have pretty high offensive power, these heroes that I'm bringing. Of course, some of these heroes are actually hard to obtain, but it's like I said, it's about showcasing Lena. It's about having heroes that can support her. You know, I want some defense down debuff. I want some attack buff sometimes. Maybe she doesn't have, I mean, she doesn't have 100% uptime on it, unless she's like in perfect sync with the waves, you know, the way they spawn. But I feel like tweaking her speed might be a pretty important strategy for her, so she's able, like I said, to squeeze in between the boss's waves. But mine is at 150, low 150 speed, I believe. She's on a speed set, doesn't have that much on her gear. Her boots are attack percentage, and everything will be shown at the end. Now, if your runs are taking longer, if you're dropping down to a 3-man setup, right, and well, which will increase the length of your runs, you will need to take this enrage debuff out kind of ASAP unless you can sustain it. The damage might get out of hand, so you gotta be mindful of that. So I would say make sure that you can take out Enrage. You know, Ilya's Violence is definitely an artifact that is great for that. You know, like Champion Zerato is about to be buffed, and he's gonna be crazy. He, you know, by himself, he can take care of the Enrage, which is really cool with Ilya's Violence. But that's another hard hero to obtain. You know, Rin, the Soul Weaver, has been a very popular choice here. So there's that. She's getting buffed as well to boot. So very cool there. But Tamarinne, you know, her healing output is nothing like insane. But mine has quite a bit of speed, so she's able to pull through with that. So that's really cool. Her HP is not that high too, but I feel like it seems to be just about enough. She has Rod of Amaryllis, but I'm not quite certain on how, you know, useful it is. Maybe we can drop down to a simple Prophetic Candlestick and we can have her, you know, cycle through her skill set. Like she can be using skill 2 and 3 more often instead of using skill 1, which is definitely like it's a viable option for sure, for sure. Unfortunately, I have not been commenting exactly on the damage that LENA has been doing throughout the video. I just had to like go over a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Like, look at that, 14k damage there. I'm not even sure if she had the attack buff, but you know, this boss in Azimanak has a lot of defense and like way harder to deal damage to him compared, well, her, it seems to be a her, compared to Wyvern, you know, Wyvern 11. But also, since she has a lower HP pool of 87.7 thousand compared to 140,000 in a Wyvern, then you're getting less value out of your Daydream Joker. Look at this. Nice, nice. And then we can finish off this boss. And we'll switch to... Oh, dual attack there. We'll switch to Dizzy and Achates. To be honest, I have not tested it like a lot, so I feel like it should be fine. I ran it a few times. So here's the breakdown on this run. You know, Seaside, she's getting so much free damage from those AoE counterattacks. It's quite ridiculous. And the fact that she has Enable to be buff debuff is also huge because it's blocking the enrage, you know, off the boss. Plus, there's also the defense buff, which is very powerful. Challenger Dominiel, I mean, she did quite a bit of damage, but yes, she doesn't have AoE, right? So what happens is that if the ads are up and she's attacking the boss, then the damage will be very poor. So Dizzy here. Let's find Achates here. Actually, because of her memory imprint, it's okay. I would just want to keep LENA in this position. You know, I'm showcasing her. She's going to be there. And that's the end of it, I guess. I could have, like, if I did put her in the place of Dizzy, she'd have more health. She'd have more defense. And Dizzy, like, my Dizzy is actually built fairly tanky. Pretty fast, high effectiveness. Like, for PvP, the way I'm using her. And yeah, so she's not gonna bring the damage. So this group, Seaside's doing, you know, a lot of damage, but most of the group is supporting LENA, which is the whole goal, like I've been saying. It's good that LENA is able to, like, land, you know, killing blows early on, but it looks like it's about to come to an end here. This ad will die from... Oh, nope. She's going. She's still going. Going strong, going strong. But it's very cool that we do have access to a hero like this. You know, a speed farmer that can be used in multiple areas of the game. Only a 3-star hero. Kind of, you know, mind blown there. And I'm happy to showcase her for you guys. So far, I've done over 500 videos for Epic 7 since the global release. And I'm not planning to stop anytime soon. So it's like I said before, if you haven't subscribed yet, you might want to do that. And if you do have recommendations, you know, type of videos you want me to do, just hit me up in the comment section. If you do have LENA, you know, let us know how you've been using her so far. Maybe you do have her, you haven't built her yet. The hype is building up, you know, you're watching my videos, you're like, oh my god, yeah, gotta build her ASAP. Gotta get those sweet fodders, you know, speed farm with her, make a bunch of 6-star heroes. Life is good, you know, with the pets coming up. You gotta keep that in mind, the pets are coming up, so that means, you know, they can auto-run, auto-repeat stages. So she's gonna be able to just, like, run stages like boom, boom, boom. You're gonna be able to get, like, your fodders, your equipment. It's gonna be great. Life's gonna be good. And I've been told, like, yo, what you think? You think, like, LENA's gonna get nerfed? I'm like, no, man, LENA's not getting nerfed because pets are coming. And, you know, Smilegate, they want that money. So, auto repeat, have LENA as a 3-star that everyone can get. You know, that's it. You're gonna auto repeat. Your runs are gonna be real short. And life's gonna be good for everyone. So that's my take out of it. But LENA, you know, you're not gonna bring her in PvP and just win against everyone. I mean, there's not really a character that you just bring in PvP and you win against everyone, unless you have the patience to bring Dark Corvus and start to, like, yeah, one shot, one hero at a time type of deal. This area definitely speed things up, but yeah, I mean, every hero has, like, their strengths and weaknesses. When you have a hero that is not light or dark, well, you already have, like, she's ice, so she's at a disadvantage versus earth. So there's definitely that. Okay. Just a sliver of health left. Dies from the counterattack. Okay. So 14 minute, you know, it's for 4 different runs. Wasn't so bad, I guess. Once again, she's on par with Seaside Bellona. Dizzy, of course, she's not built for damage. And Achates was able to pull through on that one. And yeah, Illu's Violent, allowing us to remove the Enrage, which makes it much easier. Now the problem is we've been dropping so many debuffs on the boss that the boss has been cleansing them off, which is definitely... It's not something that you should do all the time, really. But Dizzy is OP, it's different, you know, like her debuffs are so strong she can just keep on applying them, especially the faster she is. So here's LENA. She is fully skilled up, you know, very easy. Another major strength for 3-star heroes. Stigma. Stigma to skill up your heroes is so beautiful, man. It's so good. So that's her stats. Yes, it's really high, but keep in mind, she's getting 50% crit chance from her passive. So my stats are like pretty balanced. I was able to, I think I have something like 53 crit chance on her before the passive. It's something like that. So I was able to squeeze more crit damage out of her. But gear like that, you know, crit damage, attack, percentage, speed, is definitely not easy to obtain early on. You still have access to the Adventurer's Path gear if you are like a new player. If you are re-rolling a new account, something of the sort, she's definitely an amazing contender to start the game off with. Plus 15 on, you know, Celsius Mercedes, but she's not fast, you know. She's used with auxiliary lots, which gives her 100% combat readiness, and she's able to just go right away for arena offense and Guild War offense as well. That's the gear for Seaside Bellona. You know, nothing crazy, like her attack is not even that high. Rosa Hargana is boosting the damage from her skill to the counter attacks, because it's not her turn when it actually happens. So she's always getting that 30% attack buff, which is definitely a good way to, you know, deal extra damage to knock out those adds. But she's got some decent speed. Effectiveness is not even 55%. That's something you need to aim for in most of the PvE content. 55% effectiveness is how you counter 70% effect resistance on the targets. So that's Challenger Dominiel, another hero that's plus 15. I didn't bring some like gimpy heroes with her still. I've been saying like I'm bringing heroes to support her and all that. But to be honest, like if I really was bringing heroes to support her, well, Challenger Dominiel is already bringing 50% crit chance buff. Uptime's pretty good, so that means, you know, she would be able to almost keep it permanently on the buff, on the group, because, you know, she keeps on getting CR, combat readiness, every time there's a critical hit that lands. Combined with Seaside Bellona, it's just an insane amount. And like her artifact is not even like something we actually used in there. It's just the way I have her built for Arena and Guild War offense. That's Dizzy. So there's a lot of room for improvement, you know, with these stats. For, of course, other heroes than LENA. LENA has some pretty high offensive power. But you can tweak your stats. You can drop it down to a 3-man setup. But make sure you can control that Berserk buff, because it's gonna hurt real bad if you don't take care of it. Unless you're able to dish out like a crazy amount of damage. You definitely want to have a hero that can one-shot those adds. So LENA can be that hero for you. But it's like I said, you're gonna have to be able to have her at a amount of speed where she's gonna be able to like just use her S3. Like she's gonna have to go every time the boss is applying, you know, like bringing those adds up, those cocoons. It's gonna be a big deal. Even like I have Bloodstone on Bellona. I mean, it does help for the sustain of the group if you are in the struggles. That's like a backup heal that you can have of sort. Her skill ups plus 12 and 1 memory imprint, and that's it. Beside Achates. Oh, Tamarinne, of course, Tamarinne. So her speed is quite high. You know, her survival stats are nothing insane, but actually, they're actually pretty good. They are actually pretty good because her health, her base HP is garbage. Yo, it's so bad. So her survival stats are actually pretty good with this gear. But if you do take care of that Enrage debuff, you should be fine with lower, you know, lower stats than this. If she's getting chunked, She's taking a lot of damage. You can even put Water's Origin artifact, 4-star artifact on her. It's gonna give her like 8% of her health back. It's gonna give her 15 to 20% combat readiness every time she gets hit for 20% of her health or more. So that's definitely a decent artifact for her if you feel like she's getting spiked a lot, 20% of her health and damage or more. That's Achates, you know. Skill 3 is definitely the one that you want to invest into. You've got the attack break with skill 1. If you're not gonna have like 3 debuffs on the boss, then they will not be taken away. So if you have a mix of, you know, attack down debuff and defense down debuff, that's a very, very powerful combo. I mean, it's basically the best combo for survival and for offense. If you start to go above that, then the boss will clear them and you have to reapply them, so you do lose some effectiveness there. You know, Idol's Shear on her as well, that's for PvP, you know, Guild Wars, so definitely not an optimal setup. You know, I would just run Prophetic Candlestick on her, easy to get, you know, easy peasy. You just slap that on most soul weavers and it definitely does the job, especially when you have a boss that's like Golem, right? The boss keeps on doing AoE attacks and you're able to just like lower your cooldowns, and it's definitely super helpful. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Don't forget to check out my other Lena's video if you still haven't. If you are on the fence with her, yeah, if you do have her, if you do manage to pull her, maybe not now, later down the line, yeah, you should definitely 6-star her. If you don't have a farmer that, like, her animation is like a second, it's crazy. It will speed things up. As long as you one-shot, you know, one monster in the pack, you'll have her skill 3 up again. And when you get that going, man, you've got that attack buff. It's beautiful, and it makes the whole thing super easy. And you can even one-shot bosses. So you go and check out my speed farming video with Lena if you want to see that in action. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Press the bell icon to be notified whenever I release a new video. And check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. Playlists of all sorts. Arena, Guild Wars, Guides, Tips, and How-Tos, and Abyss 462+. So check those out if you haven't. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.